it's 2024, and it would not be right to go into 2024 without one live episode. So, as we are echoing, we're going to make sure that we do this right. We are going to discuss the mistreatment of Russell Wilson, because I think Russ has been unfairly mistreated. And I like Russ. I think he's an amazing quarterback. I think he's a Hall of Fame quarterback. We're going to talk about the abuse of the Broncos and Sean Peyton. So, of course, I got our favorite friend on the show. And when we come back, we're going to get into it. You're watching the best podcast on the earth, on God's planet. It is what it is, the CVMK show.
Checking on you haters got bad news. Real dog.
Steve!
You.
Happy New Year, man. How's it hanging?
Happy New Year. It's cooling. So it was a little flurry a couple weeks ago. It's a little burr outside, but it's cool.
That's how it is, man. It wouldn't be right if it wasn't right. It would be Chicago if it wasn't cold, man. But look, I'm happy to have you on. Look, I want to talk to you about the mistreatment of Russell Wilson, right? I think Russell Wilson has been unfairly treated. I think he's been dogged out by former teammates. I think what has been done in Denver is absolutely deplorable. And, benching him, not because of performance, but because of a contract issue, was a low blow. What say you to this issue?
I mean, with the contract situation, what's going on in Denver? Yeah, they're doing him real bogus. Like, you can't sit here and guarantee him all this money, come in and have a full plan ahead, say we're gonna get this coach and everything, and then just because you don't like the results you're getting, threaten him and say, yeah, if you don't do such and such with your contract, you're going to get benched or that. Like, you could do, like, don't get me wrong, organizations can do certain things. Like, you can cut them. Like, you can cut them. Like, you can trade them. But you can't sit here and guarantee this man money and then threaten him and say, like, oh, yeah, if you don't renegotiate your contract into something favorable that we want to do,
right,
you're going to get – you can't do that. And if they try to do this, if like what we're hearing, which is almost like bullying, they have proof. If they try to fight it, they're going to lose, and they're probably might. He had a good chance to sue them for
it. Here's my issue: is organizations always do what's in the best interest of an organization. Corporations, if they feel like letting you go for the sake of profitability, even if they have no reason, they do it, and nobody ever raises an eyebrow at it. I've never seen a protest, at least that has gone anywhere. It's had some stickiness to it. That's actually provided some tangible result because the organization was unfair. So you have an organization that hires you. You guys agree upon the terms of agreement, right? That's what a contract is, the terms of initiation. And yes, disappointed by the Denver Broncos. Wasn't all Russ's fault. Depending on the coaching he had last year, and then the lack of depth and talent that is persistent on the team, Russ gets you within playoff contention, and then you bench him. Okay, that's debatable, but I'm just saying, in 2 years, Russ has been arguably the best quarterback since they've had since my man, can't think of Peyton Manning. Yeah. So, is it warranted, or are we just being too soft and not saying, hey, look, Russ didn't step up, Russ didn't do anything, this time to trade him? But when I look at situations like Mac Jones, I look at Daniel, I look at the New York Giants have had 2-3 quarterbacks this year. Is it just the firing season for all quarterbacks that underperformed?
No, I just think that everybody has this microwave society. They just want things to work now, and that's not always the case. Just because everybody thought that they was gonna get Sean Payton, that was just gonna perform miracles around this team, and to look at it, it wasn't like a terrible thing to think about, if you know what I mean. Like it wasn't like they had a nice setup where it almost seemed like they was a quarterback and a coach away. But in reality, they was a couple more pieces away. They could still use depth at the wide receiver position. They could do more depth at the O line position. The defense could use some more work, even though they had a decent defense last year. But there's some things Russ can do as well. He hasn't been the best either. But I just think both sides are just overreact. Well, not really on Russ side, but I really just think the organization is just a little bit overreacting with things coming on. Like if you didn't, if you expected this man to just come in here just because of the things he did in his past
Right.
and just turn y'all into a contender overnight. Like I understand, don't get me wrong, we all know how good Russ is and could be, but he was never that quarterback that could just play with anything and anybody. He all the times he was successful, he had a great defense and weapons around him. And
Is
this
anybody
team
that
is
quarter? Here's our put. Is anybody that quarterback? Let me read these stats to you. 3,000
yeah,
yards. This 26 TDs, 8 interceptions. He's 50.7. His QBR is shaky. I'm not gonna lie, it is super shaky.
yeah.
But as far as yards thrown, I mean, he's a good quarterback. Good, right? Um, who I guess in the league is so prolific that they would not need the weapons to be successful, other than maybe Patty and Lamar.
With Patty is struggling now due to a lack of like. Don't get me wrong, you still need weapons, but like what I mean by what he had a supreme like elite defense. Like he don't have that over there. And people don't understand in football. Some people, I won't say most people, some people don't understand the magnitude of what a defense can do for a quarterback. You're not always starting on the 25 or the 20 every time because your defense got a 3-and-out or your defense got a turnover on downs and you're kind of starting at the 40 and the 50 now and it's more manageable. That does a lot for a quarterback. So he was doing that. His quarterback also the Legion of Boom caused a lot of turnovers. So that was key capitalizing on that. And then you had a beast mode in the background that was knocking people over. So you had a solid run game. So like literally a quarterback's best friend is a defense and a running back. That's a like if you got that, like that's one of the two main things. Of course, you need an O line, of course. But if you have two weapons from a defensive standpoint, and you got a running back. That's almost textbook of what you want a rookie quarterback to walk into, just for his sanity. And I don't like. Don't get me wrong. Like everybody's not a Tom Brady. Everybody's not a Peyton Manning. Everybody's not a Deshaun Watson in his heyday when he can play with just anybody. Everybody's not like that. And but most quarterbacks need weapons, and he's one of them. And it's not even a disc, but it's just things he just need to improve on. He could take care of the ball better. Um, they can also get like I don't think coaching is doing his best over there either. Like I don't know why like they're trying to all point the finger. Like I said, most quarterbacks always try to get the blame. They always gonna get the 100% of the blame. But like from a person that watches football the way I do and
Right.
the way I study it, most people that from my aspect, mostly like coaches that did it or played it, they look at the coaches more. They look at the coaches first because that's usually what happens. Coaching matters the most impactfully in the game of football more than any other sports.
I believe it. I think coaching does matter. That's why I want to discuss Russ's future home, because you might not like this, but the Bears are going to make a move, and I think
I don't even want to do this to you because he not even on the radar of the Bears, bro.
We're going to discuss this. We're going to discuss the future of the Bears QB situation after a quick word from our sponsors.
There's a hero in all of us waiting to be unleashed. All it takes is just that one last push. Activate the hero within with CVMK Global Supplements. All natural, steroid-free, designed to enhance performance, build muscle, and increase energy. You are unstoppable. You can do this. Become your own hero at www.cvmkglobal.store.
All right, y'all, www.cvmkglobal.store. You're missing out. If you haven't got your look, I know you're about to do the 21-day fast, y'all, or 21-day days, and every church has their own variation of what fasting looks like. I don't even know if this is fasting, people drinking water, tea, eating ice cream, like, I don't know what to call it. You're about to do something, and you're going to be at the same point. I'm trying to save you right now. www.cvmkglobal.store. Get your pre-workout, man. Superpower Warrior Thirst, Meta Manly, whatever one works and floats your boat. Creatine, super thick, vegan protein, the way, and the whey protein. Vegan protein transform, whey protein, the way. Use code CVMK at the discount for 20% off. www.cvmkglobal.store. All right, Bears. You're a Chicagoan, right? And it's hard. I'm going to be honest with you. I understand the pain of Russell and Justin. When you a light-skinned brother like me, we get graded unfairly. You know what I'm saying? They think because sometimes our eyes are a little lighter, we get the wavy hair. They think we soft, right? You know what I'm saying? They think we can't ball. I like Justin Fields. I really do. I think he's going to be a Hall of Fame quarterback. I just don't think he's right for Chicago because I think he can do better. I don't think Chicago's there. They need somebody a little gritty, a little chip on their shoulder. They need somebody to tell Chicago, giddy up nation, let's ride. And then we need somebody to celebrate. We need to see Russ and Sierra on the south side of Chicago.
No, we good.
Yes, we do. We need star power to come to Chicago to kind of light a fire, right? We haven't ever had. Have we? The Chicago Bears have never had a star quarterback. We've had quarterbacks that wanted to be stars. We've had quarterbacks that averaged 5 yards per throw, but we've never had that guy. Russ is that guy. My trade, three-way trade, Sean Payton don't want Russ, put Justin Fields in Denver or get him to the Jets. Let him sit under Aaron Rodgers for a year. He'll be a Hall of Fame quarterback. Let him develop. Get Russell Wilson to the Chicago Bears. What you got?
You tried to do this petition already, and I told you it wasn't going to work. If we was going to pick him up, we would have picked him up last year. It ain't happening. Like, for one, it's just not happening. I'm sorry. Like, bro, the only quarterback that's going to be our quarterback next year is either Justin Fields, Caleb Williams, or Drake May. Those are the only three people that are going to be our quarterback next year. Ain't no way we're about to see the debacle going on in Denver and say, let's add that debacle and put it in our debacle. It don't work like that. He's not going to do nothing over here. And like I said, you said earlier, like, you feel like he's taking a lot of hits from his teammates. I don't think he's taking a lot of hits. I think people are starting to find out the truth of Russ. And when it comes down to it, he's a good quarterback, but he might not be the greatest leader. He might be the greatest friend. He might not be the greatest teammate. And one thing I know about Justin, we might not know what he might turn out be, but he got that locker room on a chokehold because they believe everything he says and they listen to everything he says. Yeah. And he's the first person he takes the blame when it's not even his fault. And we don't, and somebody, and I'm telling you, even if we want to talk about the superstar side of Russ, it wouldn't fit in Chicago because we blue collar and we don't like none of that corny bull.
You
Like
think he's
if you
Gordon?
come over here talking about some bear down, we like bear down, but if you try to have it as a slogan, him in them suits, we gonna cook him.
Him and them suits.
We gonna cook him. We're
Him
gonna
and them
cook him.
suits. That's a little low. All right. Let's say he's not apropos for Chicago. I'm not mad at it, even though I think it's a bad mistake again. But neither is Caleb. Like Drake May, if I draft a quarterback, I'm looking at the draft. Is Bo entering?
Yeah.
Okay. My aim is I need somebody doggish. The weather sucks here all year round until it gets to June, and then we get 60 to 90 days worth of whatever, right? You feel like Miami, feel like whatever, right? So who is built for the terrain of Chicago? Not arm strength, not athletic ability, not is he the next Patty? Who can handle Chicago? To me,
out of this draft,
it's just Bo because Jordan Travis is going to be in it.
Yeah,
right. I like Jordan. I think Jordan.
I would say so you acting like the mentality wise, who can handle Chicago mentality?
Who can handle Chicago? It's not Caleb, and I love Caleb. I think he's fantastic.
It's not Caleb to me. Yeah, but I could see Jalen McDaniels. I could see Michael Penix, even though I don't like Michael Penix. Yep. I know mentality, he can handle it, and he plays in that weather.
McCarthy,
if we was to go with McCarthy, Bo, if we was to go with Bo, but like anybody else, and maybe possibly Dre. I think Drake can handle it. Maybe I don't know yet. I haven't really did that much depth into it, but like I could just tell the way Caleb talks right now, like he a bit immature for his age. I'm only not for his age, but like for the quarterback, he's a bit immature. Like Justin was not. You wasn't the things coming around. You hearing about Caleb and now in college, like even in I don't know if you saw the clip on Twitter and like after the last few touchdowns in that USC game where Caleb wasn't playing, where the dude had 66 points on the board. You hear a player come off the field talking about, we a team now, and Caleb not there. We've been hearing rumblings that he might not be the greatest teammate. We've been hearing rumblings that he might not be the greatest leader. And that's one thing about especially a blue-collar organization about the Bears. We know if you was that dude or not. We knew Mitch was not that guy.
Oh, yeah.
We knew Mitch was not that now. We knew he was a good guy that could possibly be the job done. And everybody's not that rah-rah dude. Justin's not that rah-rah dude. He's cool, calm, and collective. He almost too stoic at times, too much. And sometimes he's starting to let loose a little bit. But I think just by the makeup of Justin, because I've been watching since 14, got a military father. I think his dad's in the police force now, so like he's been disciplined. So he knows. He already knows how it's come. He didn't dealt with all the things, like he didn't dealt with the people not wanting him from Georgia. He didn't dealt with the people. He didn't dealt with the fan base that love him in Ohio State. He didn't dealt with the struggles of not playing up to competition. He didn't deal with the playing up to competition and still not getting it done. Like he didn't almost seen everything. So like to me, and don't get me wrong, this next game has a lot of implications because we got the possibility to knock out Green Bay in the playoffs. So if he come in next week and smoke him, it's a good chance he's gonna be a Bear next year. And if he don't, it's a good chance he might be gone. But if we was gonna sit here and pick the quarterback, I'm not even gonna go at what he's built for. You gotta go for who's the best quarterback, who's the best talent. If you think Caleb is the best talent, is a better talented quarterback, is going to be better than Justin, get him. If you think Drake is going to be better than Justin, get him. If you think Jaden is going to be better, get him. But to me personally, for what I've seen, Nobody in this draft is better than Justin.
Not now. Well, I mean that's fair. I am because Shador's not coming out. So I know you're a hater on that man. He said
I'm not a hater. It's just like y'all really put the most pressure on this man. I was like, y'all need to wait.
If he was coming out, we need prime time here in the city. Justin is talented beyond reason, athletic and scary. Like they talk about Lamar, but if you look at Justin's physique, he might be a better athlete. We just don't get to see him because
I got on a whole debate on Twitter on the Twitter space, and somebody was trying to break it down, but they wasn't trying to hear it, and they was trying to explain the difference between they never seen because a lot of people because everybody seen the play yesterday where he broke 2 tackles and still got the first down. And what people wasn't understanding was like he broke a tackle of a D end and a D tackle. Those are 2 over 300-pound men. Right. So what he was explaining in space was he says nobody has the ability or the physical strength that I've seen to have the strength to physically be like, get off me and still also have the athleticism and quickness to run away. See, Lamar Jackson can get away because he's he's slick. You know, he's not as big, and he could just break arm tackles. If you get a nice grab of Lamar, he's going down. Yeah. Versus like Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen, they can get you off of them. Like get off me, but they ain't too many people. There's some people that can catch them if they try to take off.
Yeah, I mean,
versus Justin is both.
Justin has Cam Newton-esque physique, not as big, not as statuesque, but he's definitely that mold. He has a better arm, like his cannon is, the arm accuracy and everything as a quarterback. But my hangup is why damage him while he's still ascending to his prime? Because you're not going to give him the wide receivers. You are not going to give him.
You can,
but are they going to do it?
I think. See, the difference is I don't have that fear with Justin because, for one, he know this is not sustainable. He for all the people that don't think he doesn't want to throw. He been trained since he was a child to be thrown. He know he's going to have to one day become a thrower and nothing else. He know one day his athleticism, even when you can tell, like even in last year when he was breaking a record, after certain games, they was like, "How you feeling, Justin?" My leg hurts. I don't like this. He don't like doing this. Like he don't like overrunning. So like, he looks to pass first. So versus Cam, he understood who he was.
Oh, he was gonna run.
He was gonna run. But also it was the run calls that they was calling for him. Like, I'm not a big fan of QB powers and draws because you're going in between D tackles and D ends, and that's where you could get smacked. I like you threading the edge, doing zone actions like a Lamar Jackson, so you can run from an edge who you get a nice angle on versus running up the middle. You could do it in the right thing. That's what happened to Cam. They overdid it because they never got it right. But the difference between him and Cam is Cam never had the accuracy Justin had.
No, you're absolutely right. I think you position or reposition, and that comes down to coaching, and that's an Eberflus mistake, right? You can't make Justin a pinata. And my fear is he'll get beat down to the point that he'll not have any value. Whereas if your method of your ideal quarterback is non-dynamic, boring, sluggish, non-athletic, and you want to just bulk up on the defense, there's a couple of guys out there, and then you trade, you get multiple picks and do that. I want what's best for Justin. Justin, I would love to have you on the show. Look, when we get back, I want to discuss Lamar Jackson because I don't think we're giving Lamar the love he deserves. That is an MVP quarterback. And honestly, right now, they're my pick to win the Super Bowl. But my pick to go to the Super Bowl. That was my pick to win it. After a quick word from our sponsors.
I literally just tried the best pre-workout on the planet. With Superpower pre-workout, you have increased focus and a power boost every single time you work out. It's not only packed with 225 milligrams of caffeine, but it also has citrulline and creatine. It's insane how much energy and focus I had during my workouts. If you're ready to take your workouts to the next level, then ditch your current pre-workout and get the Superpower pre-workout to be your own hero.
Ladies, leg day. Workouts are for you. You want to keep your man in 2024? You know what you need to do. www.cbukglobal.store. Superpower and super thick. He will appreciate it. Trust me. You don't want to be. This ain't the time to be competing. www.cbukglobal.store. I'm trying to say this with all professionalism. www.cbukglobal.store. So Lamar Jackson, right? Fantastic quarterback. Well, yes, fantastic quarterback. Underrated his whole QB tenure in Baltimore. Underappreciated. Called a running back. And he is absolutely destroying. Threw for 5 TDs, 329 last game, right? 18 out of 21, I believe. And yet, nobody is chanting MVP. There's still hope for Dak.
And the day.
Maybe, but there's still hope for Brock Purdy. And this dude, Lamar, is shutting down everybody, exposing these other quarterbacks. Why don't we give Lamar the love that he deserves?
Because he's not quarterbacky.
What is quarterback?
Well, in their term, it's simple. If you're not anticipating throws, standing in the pocket, being dynamic with the game management, understanding when and where to make throws, being smart with the ball, not turn over the ball, that's a quarterback to them. But apparently there's only one way to play quarterback with them, and that's just not true. And there will become a time, and it might be this year, it might be shortly. It was almost last year where one of these non-quarterbacky quarterbacks won a Super Bowl, and you can't have that conversation no more. Because that's my whole thing. It's all about preference. And the only people that don't like Lamar is the people that don't like their quarterbacks running around. That's just how that is. If they want their quarterbacks throwing, that's what they like.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think that Lamar doesn't fit the traditional build of a quarterback, and that scares people. Just like Cam Newton didn't. And that scares people. And Lamar's not trying to either. Lamar's going to come to the post game and the cutoff, Under Armour tank showing the arms. Lamar's going to be Lamar Jackson. And it's not a bad thing. It's just that's who he is. And because you can't, find some motivational quote from Lamar, Lamar going to say it in the most common term.
Hey, man. We gonna go out here and play hard, and let's show these man that we ain't gonna play around, man. Ravens on 3.
Ravens on 3. That's all you gotta say. You'd be like, hey, let's just rock with it, And because they can't build a sound clip off of it, I don't think he gets the like. When the reality is, based off the talent that he's had, because it's not like he's had like now he's got OBJ, Zante Flowers, right? Zay Flowers. He has some real guns over there, but historically he really has never had like an X and a Y, right? An O-line that could give him 10 seconds, right? And he has made do with garbage. I don't mean like garbage, but I do mean like garbage, right? And has every year shown you why he needs the money he deserves, fires his agent, hires his mom. Like the moves he's made is to basically give a middle finger to the system in so many words, right? Like, hey, look, I don't know what y'all talking about. I'm really him, and y'all need to respect the craft. Do we think that a Super Bowl, not just run, but a win from the Lamar camp changes the way organizations look at quarterbacks?
Yeah, that's why I'm hoping and praying to God he win this Super Bowl. I'm praying so they can just shut all those people up. Oh, great quarterback will never be able to win the Super Bowl. Okay, we almost just had one. If he didn't fumble the ball, one would have won last year.
Yeah.
So like my whole premise with that is like they don't understand. Like, first of all, that breed of quarterback is dying. There is there's not too many people that's just statuesque back there, not moving their not using their legs.
Right.
That quarterback is dying. Most you can literally go there. I want you to do it right now. I want you to take your phone and look up all top QBs in high school and watch how many dual threats you see.
Mm-hmm.
And you could do it for colleges too. It's just the way the game is evolving to. One thing about a defense has figured everything out when it comes to football, except one thing:
the quarterback.
Not the quarterback. How to stop a quarterback that can throw and run.
Yeah.
Because it's 11 people on the field, but it's really 12 when he can take off.
That's true.
Nobody has yet to figure it out because you really can't. Because whatever it is, you almost got to pick a choice. They could put you in so many predicaments where it could be like, well, I'm going towards this edge, and I got a wide open dude, and it's you between him and them. It's gotta be like,
let me throw.
Exactly, and especially in man coverage, which is one of the most used coverages, especially when you're a physical team and you got the players like that. It's a quarterback's dream, especially if you ain't got a spy that's like that. Because, like I said, he can just run to the edge, and even if you do have a spy, somebody coming around, you got to make a choice. Either I could float this over your head, or you got to respect my legs. And now, all 9 times out of 10, they're gonna pick one, and I'm gonna run.
That's true. I got one for you when we come back from this break. I've been thinking over the holidays, how can my LeBron Lakers get to the finals and win it? I got a trade for you. You might not like this, but I think this is going to happen as it goes down. Y'all subscribe, YouTube, 4 letters, 1 word, CVMK. For them that know, they know. Cody Vernon, Marsha Kelly. After we return, we'll discuss the Lakers' future. Hey, what's up? It's CVMK33. Look, I want you to subscribe, hit the notification bell, subscribe here, everywhere, so you can get the latest and greatest of this podcast content. Stay tuned. Yo, www.stephenkglobal.store with the supplements and the YouTube and Instagram. Yo, we are over 70,000 followers on @StephenK_global. I want you to make us 71,000. Go there. It is what it is _show. I think that's gonna build. We're about 50. But CVK33, we're above 9,000. YouTube page, we're above 8K. So, it's like, we're building. I want you to be a part of this. Go today.
Right, don't come at the end.
Subscribe and comment. Yo, so I was thinking, I was having a conversation with my brother-in-law, right? We're sitting there, we're eating, blah, blah, blah. I got my little Chipotle, I'm trying to watch, the body and whatnot, because I can't say I can't be a CEO. I can't be a CEO of a supplement company, look like crap. So, I'm trying to do what I do, right? So we're talking about the Lakers. And my brother-in-law says people sleep on Donovan Mitchell. And I was like, nobody sleep on Donovan. He said he's not happy in Cleveland. This is the trade. Trade Austin, trade Rui, trade Van, and go get Donovan and let D'Angelo come off the bench for Donovan.
Cody. Your brother is trying to send you to a life of misery. Don't you sit there and do that to yourself. Because first of all, it ain't gonna work. One, it's not gonna work because Bron. First of all, anytime you play next to Bron, your stats drop. It's just that's what it is, and you got to play a certain way around him. And I don't know if Donovan Mitchell can do that because he's a black hole. He needs the ball to operate, and he don't know how to get others involved around him. He don't know how to play without the ball. So anytime he goes to a team, yeah, they're scoring, it goes up, but everybody else goes down, and you're not going to win that way. So you bring him over, you first of all, you're going to have to build up a good bench, because if you go on a scoring drought, you're going to have to need somebody else to bring up the scoring load in case he ain't got it, because between him, LeBron, and AD, I don't know. It's one ball.
I don't even know
one ball.
I get the one ball comment, but here's where I think it gets interesting, right? And LeBron can't carry this anymore. He's 39. He just had his 39th birthday. Yes, he dropped 40 a couple weeks ago. Yes, he's still the best athlete 9 out of 10 times when we step on the NBA court. But father time is father time. Like, he has to have some type of person that could be a bona fide number 3 that can take it up a notch, right? AD has been the most healthiest he's been in like the last several seasons, right? He's been consistent. He's been on the floor, but still hasn't really showed you that like that 40-20 NCAA tournament, that was the AD we need to see. But we need to see that every game. Like Joel Embiid shows that type of, effort, skill every single game. You see Embiid drop stats. Even if they lose, Embiid is out there, Unfortunately, we can't depend on that. Here's what I'm saying. We have too much depth, not enough fire. We trade Austin, or we keep Austin. We trade Rui, we trade Vans, we trade Cam, we trade Prince. We literally have 4 people that are the same person.
Bro, I'm telling you now,
Get us a scorer. I personally like the light skin.
I understand you need a scorer, but you need a certain type of scorer. I'd rather you go get Zach. Don't get him. Don't get him.
He needs to
because Zach makes more sense. He can play off ball. He's probably best off ball. But if you want to sit here and bring this black hole to your team, LeBron is going to suffer, or AD is going to suffer, or he's going to suffer. And the end result is not a championship. I'm telling you, there's a reason why ain't nobody thinking about let that man try to fake his way to New York, and that's where he from. He want to go to New York. Let him play there till he 35 and retire, because that's all he gonna be until he learn how to play off ball and play unselfishly. He's never gonna be that type of dude. Yeah, you could be D Wade, but D Wade know how to get that ball up at the right time.
D Wade does know how to get the ball up at the right time.
He know how to get others involved. There's never been a time where he's been a playmaker. He's been a pure scorer.
But isn't that what they do?
A pure scorer?
A pure scorer. Isn't LeBron the playmaker?
He could be. But the way he score, he gets in such a zone where he brings the ball up and you ain't getting the ball again. If you pass it off and you get it right back to you, that's the play. You ain't getting the ball back. And sometimes, let's say, because this is my thing. When you get in the pickle and they start figuring things out, you've been killing for a quarter. Let's say he go off for a 12-0 stretch. He scores 12 straight shots, but they didn't notice he's been going to that right side, or he's been using that in and out move. If they send a help on that side and he's stopping them on that side, and he didn't turn over the ball twice because he don't know how to get out of a double team or a trap, or he just don't know or don't want to make that next pass, the whole team is going to suffer. He just don't make the extra pass, and it's in his head. He just ain't up there when it comes to the IQ of basketball. Zach ain't either, but he know how to. I feel like he's more. I've seen him be more willing to give up the ball. It's just that he's not the greatest passer sometimes, or decision maker. I would say Zach is not the greatest decision maker. He can pass, but he's not the greatest decision maker. This dude don't want to make a decision. He want to score, and that's it.
He said he just want to fire off.
He just want to fire off. And if you got a team built around that, that works, But I think also due to the type of player he is and the stature he is, it's not sustainable either because the only people that play that type of way is like a Giannis. You could
Right.
build around a Giannis. It's kind of hard to build around a smaller guard that ain't playmaking to some degree.
That's true. That's true.
Because then we got to get you next to a point guard that can play make. So either you find a taller guard or you find another guard that's smaller, but then you might be giving up defense because he ain't playing defense either like that. That's another thing. So if you want to lose defense, you also losing defense if you trade for him as well.
True enough. True enough. I'll end on this note. Rob Pelinka, think about it. Just think about Zach LaVine. You've done, the holidays are over. Your kids have gotten their Christmas gifts. You're back from vacation. Think about it. There's a light-skinned brother in Chicago that wants to be in LA where the sun shines brighter. Steve, where can they connect with you?
Hey, follow me on Steve Speaks on X, NBA Central, a new NBA Central. We actually got a new channel because YouTube is on that and they be hating. But we had to make a new NBA Central as well as a Chicago Bulls Central. My brothers over there, as well as Bears Central. I'm on that as well.
Y'all connect with Steve-O, man. Hit him up on the gram. Follow him. Blow the page up. You know what we got to do. 4 letters, 1 word, CVMK. Subscribe, hit like, share the comment. Go to the gram. I want you to follow the supplements. Get us to 71,000. CVMK _global. It is what it is _show. We're going to build that. Trust me, we're going to build that. You know, TikTok, CVMK Globe, and CVMK33. Where it goes down, the www.cvmkglobal.store. And until next time, guys, thanks.